Hello everyone and welcome back to another Championship score predictions video. We are up to game week 8 of the 2022/23 season, and I've got to get this video out there because the first game is happening tomorrow night before the rest of them being played on Saturday and Sunday. But the Friday night kickoff, good one. It is West Brom against Burnley. Two old Premier League sides facing each other here. West Brom currently in 14th place, not really the position where most fans expected them to be. Maybe it's come as a little bit of a shock to me as well. I have put them finishing in the top 6 in my overall table predictions, but you know they've mainly just got draws at the moment, a bit like Preston have, and then coming up against a Burnley side who well, currently 3rd place, doing pretty well. I mean, they did have a little bit of a struggling patch to begin with, but I think now they're going to slowly come into the season now. Burnley, they did beat Millwall 2-0 in their last game. West Brom got a 1-1 draw with Wigan Athletic. Maybe should have won that game. At the Hawthorns here, though, it's going to be a tight game. You know, the Friday night kickoffs, 2-0 Premier League sides. The Hawthorn is a pretty tough place to go as well. So I'm going to say both sides to pick up a point. Another draw for West Brom. I think both sides will pick up a point. So 1-1 draw in this one. And then we'll now move on to Blackburn Rovers against Bristol City, where Bristol City currently 7th place. I don't think many people predicted them to be in there at this stage. I mean, I put them low mid-table. You know, seen them so high. They've had a really good run of games, their past few games, and then Blackburn Rovers did pick up their first victory after 3 defeats in a row. A 1-0 victory over Blackpool in their last game. It'll be a tight one. All Championship games are tight, and form doesn't really matter because anyone can honestly beat anyone on the day. It's just so random, this league. But I think Blackburn should be able to win this one 2-1. I'll back both sides to score. Bristol City scoring quite a few goals per game now, so I'll back them to score definitely. But I think Blackburn will just edge it. So 2-1 to Rovers in this one, and then move on to Huddersfield Town against Blackpool, where both of these sides not on the greatest of form, not got the greatest of starts. Huddersfield Town, I mean, still hard to believe that, you know, they were 3rd place last season and then they've dropped so much. I mean, it's not come as a surprise to me because I have put them low mid-table in my table predictions, but they're really low. I mean, unless they're going to start picking up some wins soon, they're going to be like relegation zone. So I think they'll do it. They'll nick it 1-0 in this game. Blackpool, of course, will want to bounce back from the 1-0 defeat to Blackburn. It was a very tight game, that one, but I think they'll lose here again. So 1-0 to Huddersfield. And then next up is Hull City against Sheffield United. Sheffield United doing really well. Currently top of the table. Absolutely smashing it so far. They beat Reading 4-0 in their last game. Hull City lost 3-1 to QPR. I'm gonna back both sides to score because Hull City, you know, they got off to a pretty decent start. They've still got a pretty good run going as well. Just the 3-1 defeat is not the best, but I'll back them to score. They're doing well for goals, but I'm gonna say no, not 4, 3. 3-1 to Sheffield United. Sheffield United are going to continue this run, and I think they'll win it quite comfortably. So 3-1 to the Blades in this one, and then we're off to Kenilworth Road, where it is Luton against Wigan. Once again, this one's going to be a very tight one because Kenilworth Road's a tough place to go, especially for a team like Wigan. But then Luton Town haven't had one of the greatest of starts, but they're slowly building it into it now. I feel that picked up a 2-1 victory over Cardiff City in their last game. Wigan Athletic, of course, I mentioned before with West Brom, picked up a 1-1 draw with them. I'm going to say 2-0 Luton winning this one. It should be fairly easy for them. But Wigan Athletic, you know, pretty decent start, seeing that they've got promoted from League One. Solid so far in the Championship. So, you know, but I think they will lose this one. But we'll wait and see. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And then we've got Millwall against Cardiff City, where Millwall did have a pretty decent start, but not the past recent games, where they lost to Burnley 2-0 in their last game. Cardiff City, I just mentioned with Luton, lost 2-1. Millwall not in the greatest of forms, neither really are Cardiff City, not picked up a win in their last 4 games. Both these sides haven't picked up a win in their last 4 games, so I am going to say there's going to be a team to win this one, and I'm going to back the home side, and I think they'll do it quite comfortably. I'll go 2-0. The Den is, quite a tough place to go for away sides. So unless you set up right, it's going to be a very tough night for you. I mean, it's not a nighttime kickoff. It's an afternoon, but it's still going to be a tough day for you. So 2-0 to Millwall in this one. And then we've got Norwich City against Coventry City. Coventry City, of course, lost 1-0 to Preston North End in the last game. And then Norwich City finally have found some form. I think they'll continue it against a struggling Coventry City side. I'm going to back both sides to score, though. I'm going to go 2-1. Coventry City, even though they have, ignoring the Preston one, they lost 3-2 and lost another 3-2. They are scoring goals, but they're conceding lots as well. So both sides to score in this one, but Norwich to pick up another victory. And then it is on to Deepdale, where it is undefeated. Preston North End also unconceded. Is that even a word? But not conceded yet. In our first 7 games, we've beaten another record. This time, we're the first team in England to go the first 7 games without conceding a goal. We've just beaten Jose Mourinho's Chelsea side from the 2005-06 season with their clean sheet run. And, the next one to beat is Barcelona. If we keep a clean sheet in this game, we beat Barcelona's record. And then after that, the only record to beat is Ajax when they went the first 9 games of the season unbeaten. So, it'll be a tight call, but let's see if we can beat Barcelona's record in this one. I'm going to say we're going to do it. And I'm going to say another victory as well, 1-0. I think we're slowly getting into into things now, and I can definitely feel something change. I don't know what it was. We had so many 0-0 draws, but that game against Coventry City was really good. So many chances. Again, we've had so many chances, just not scoring them. So that has been the problem. But I feel like we are going to score, especially against Birmingham City, who are struggling. They lost to Norwich City in the last game. I'm going to say we're going to continue the clean sheet run, but more importantly, pick up 3 points as well. So let's move on now to Rotherham United, who did pick up their first defeat of the season. It was a 3-0 smashing against Sunderland. Coming up against Watford, this isn't going to be a very good game for them, I don't think. I'm going to actually go quite tight, actually. I'm going to just go the 1-0 Watford, because Rotherham United, I feel like, are probably going to defend here. They've actually got a pretty good defence, Rotherham, and I know they're against Watford, who they're not really scoring that many, Watford, at the moment. So we'll just go for the narrow 1-0, I think, for me. But still, Watford to pick up a win, and then Rotherham United, unfortunately, after a really good start, to pick up 2 defeats in a row for me. And then we move on to Swansea City against QPR. Both sides didn't have the greatest of starts. QPR now, I think, are picking themselves back up. Swansea still struggling. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go 2-2. I think it's going to be quite a big scoreline draw here. Swansea City, they do have their opportunities. Both sides have opportunities, but the problem is with Swansea is they've taken leads and strong leads, and then they've mucked it up later on in the game. So I think this is what's going to happen here. I think Swansea maybe are going to be 2-0 up, and then QPR are going to come back and then pick up a point a piece. But it might not go that way. It might be the other way around this time. But I'm still going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. And then it's on to the Majeski Stadium, where it is Reading against Stoke City, where Reading were top of the table last week, but then they did lose to Sheffield United 4-0, smashing there. And now they're against Stoke City, where I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to go 1-1, point apiece in this one. This one's a really tight one to call. I've no idea for this one, to be honest. And then Middlesbrough against Sunderland. Middlesbrough, no one expected them to be this low. People were thinking top 6. I said top 6. People saying quite high top 6s and 3rd place, maybe even automatic promotion. But no, they didn't have the greatest of starts and still struggling. Sunderland, as I said before, they won 3-0 against Rotherham United in their last game, but they are away in this game at the Riverside, where it is normally quite a tough place to go. I mean, Middlesbrough there last season did really well, but that was last season, as we can see with the form. I don't know what to think about Middlesbrough anymore, but I'm still going to back them to win this one 2-1. But if they don't pick anything up from this game, then Middlesbrough are in like serious trouble for this season. And I've no idea what's gone on, because Chris Wilder was a superb manager, got championship experience, came in last season, done really well. No idea what's happened to them. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my predictions for game week 8. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. I'll see you all next time. Bye.